Hello again. This is problem number 7, and again, this is for you to correct your work and see where your errors are and redo it so that you have a better understanding for when you get to the final part, which is worth a lot of points, so you want to have a good basis before you get there. So your agricultural company has 80 tons of organic fertilizer and 120 tons of chemical fertilizer. You mix these fertilizers into 2 products. Miracle-Gro requires 2 parts of organic and 1 part of chemical fertilizers. Fox Farm requires 1 part of organic and 3 parts of chemical fertilizers. If both Miracle-Gro and Fox Farm each sell for $2,000, how many of each product should be made to maximize the revenue? Okay, in this problem, you are to write the constraints and objective function. And then you're going to enter them into Desmos and take off from there to solve it. So the added part now is that you need to write the constraints and the objective function. So I'm going to go first into the show your work screen. And here's my problem, and it's already color-coded and then filled in the table. So my constraints I need to write are from the table. So right here, 2x plus 1y is less than or equal to 80, and 1x plus 3y is less than or equal to 120. So I'm given that table to write the constraints. And then I also know that x is going to be greater than or equal to 0. We don't put that into the table. We're not going to have a negative amount of the organic or chemical piece, or Miracle-Gro or Fox Farm. So y has to be greater than or equal to 0 also. And then my objective function is going to be this bottom piece, which is 2000x plus 2000y. There's no equal sign because it's actually an expression. It's not an equation. I just know that I need to maximize it. So I'm looking for the larger number. So to write my constraints, I'm going to press my text button and I'm going to put in 2x, and it's not going to be as color-coded as the original. That takes too long, and I can't make the video that long. You'll get bored and leave me. So I have 2x plus 1y is less than or equal to. Now, I don't have a keyboard on here. To get the less than or equal to sign, you can either scribble it, or what works is to press Option, hold it down, and press the less than sign. And less than or equal to will come up from your keyboard. Okay, I do want a space in here so I can read it better. And so it is less than or equal to 80. And then my second constraint, I'm just going to press return, and I'm going to space it out a little bit. So I have 1x plus 3y, so space plus 3y, space, and then I need less than or equal to again, so that is Option, hold it down, and press the less than sign. And then space, and 120. All right, I do need that my x is greater than or equal to 0. So now I press X, and to get the greater than or equal to, I press Option and press the greater than sign. And then I can press 0, and comma, y is also greater than or equal to 0, so y, space, Option, greater than, space, 0. Okay, so those are my constraints that I'm going to put in Desmos to find my equation. And I need to write those down on a little piece of paper so that I remember them when I go into Desmos, because I don't want to flip screens or anything. So I have 1x plus 3y is less than or equal to 120, and x is greater than or equal to 0, and y is greater than or equal to 0. Okay, the objective function that I'm going to need also, so I'm going to write that down too, is going to be 2000x plus 2000y 2000y, and I'm just going to write max so I know whether I'm looking, if it says min, I'm looking for the smaller number. If it says max, I'm looking for the larger number. So I'm going to need that information in a little bit. Okay, but I don't need it to put it on Desmos. So once I write the objective function, I don't have to write that down. It can stay here. Okay, I'm going to press Desmos graphing. And I'm going to put in my restrictions. So I have keyboard so you can see it. 2x plus y, 1y is the same thing as y, less than or equal to 80. Okay, and then click below that line and put in my next one. So I have x plus 3y plus 3y is less than or equal to 120. 120. And then click below that line and I have x is greater than or equal to 0. And though I put them on the same line, I can't do that in Desmos. It'll mess it up. So y greater than or equal to 0 might not mess it up, but I plan on being safe because I'm videotaping. Okay, so I need to shrink this down so that I can actually see where my feasible region is. And I need to click on the critical points. So 0, 0, 0, 40, this one here, 24, 32, and this one here, 40, 0, and this one was 0, 0. Okay, all the critical points are showing, so I'm going to take a screenshot of this so I can enter it into my work so you can see that I did it. And then I'm going to take a screenshot of the equations over here. So screenshot of the equations with the color so that I can see which color is which in case I need to go back and change things. All right, and I'm going to go out of Desmos now. Leave Desmos. And then I'm going to call up my equations. So I need to go over to image. Click on calling it up, and it's probably the last ones on here. Nope, it's not that one, not that one. Ah, there it is. Okay, so those are my equations. And add image, and then I'm going to put it over where it tells me to put it. And then I'm going to take a screenshot, I'll call up the screenshot of the graph. So press image. Press there, go to the screenshots. This was, so the graphs are probably above it. Yep, there they are. And add the image, and then I'm going to put that over in this corner. I'm going to shrink it down a little bit, enough so I can read the points. And don't make it too small because I'm an old lady, so it's hard for me to see those things. Okay, now I want to show my work in finding my solutions. So I need those critical points, and I also need my objective function, and that it's going to be maximized. So first I'm going to, just so that I can keep things all together, to just look at one piece of this messy screen, I'm going to have 2000x plus 2000y, and it's going to be maximized, so max. And then I'm gonna click it new. So I'm gonna click out of there, and then I'm gonna change color because I like different colors. I'm gonna go to text. I'm gonna go below that, and I'm gonna put in my points, 0, 0, which you can probably skip because you know 0 times anything is 0, and then so I'm going to get 0 out of this, and that's not going to be the maximum for sure. So, but I will write it down because it is a critical point. So, and then I'm going to press enter. So I have my next line is going to be 0, 40. So 0, 40. And then my next line, and it doesn't matter when you put down these points and which ones you show them when. You should show all of them, but when you show them, doesn't matter. 24 and 32, because this is my work screen. I'm trying to do the work to find out what my answer is. So 32. It's also, you kind of want to keep it neat so that you can see your reasoning with it, especially when you're correcting your own. So 40, 0. Okay, and I can enlarge that a little bit and move it. I need to be clicked on here to move it, so click, move it down so I have some space. Okay, now I'm going to click on it again, and I'm going to, move to text first, then click on it, and I'm going after the 0, 0. I'm going to show my work, so I'm going to put equals and the arrowhead from the inequality on my keyboard, so it says implies. This is 2,000 times 0 plus 2,000 times 0 again. And 0 times anything is 0, 0 plus 0 is 0, so this is equal to 0. And then 0, 40, space equals, so I have 2,000 times 0, and then plus 2,000 times 40. And so this is going to be 0 times anything is 0, and then I have 2,000 times 40. 2 times 4 is 8, and then tack on a 0 at the end because it's times 10. So I have 80,000. So this is, and this, are we talking money here? Yes, we are. I didn't put the dollar signs in my thing. So this is dollar sign, because we're talking money, $80,000. Okay, the next one, I have equals and the arrowhead, and I have 2,000 times 24 and plus 2,000 times 32, and that is equal to, and so 24 times 2 would be 48. That would be 48,000. And then 32 times 2,000 is 64. 2 times 32 is 64. So that would be 64,000. So I've got a little piece of paper where I'm jotting this down. 64,000, because I'm old and can't remember things anymore. So this is 48,000. And if I add 8 and 4, I get 12, 10, 11. So I have 112,000. So this one is dollar sign again, $112,000. And then the 40 and 0 is going to be equals, you could just recognize, since these are both 2,000 times the number, it's going to be the same thing. It's going to be the 80,000. But I'm going to prove it to you by writing it out. It's 2,000 times 40 and plus 2,000 times 0. And that would equal 80,000, because the 40 times 2,000 is 4 times 2 is 8, and then tack on the 0, so I have $80,000, and then plus 0. because anything times 0 is 0. So I have shift, $sign. Where's my $sign now? There it goes. 80,000. Whoop, too many zeros. Okay, so I was looking for maximum, so I'm going to click up here somewhere, trying to get, and my maximum is this amount right there. Yeah, now it's yellow. So press my arrow and star, star, star. Ah, went to the next line. Okay, if I enlarge it, yeah, I can see it a little better. Okay, I can see it. It's at the end of the 0, so I'm going to press star, star, star because that's my biggest number, so that's my maximization. I'm going to come down to this box, and I'm first going to press out of there. Press text, and I'm going to write my answer, which is 112,000. Okay, if both Miracle-Gro and Fox Farm each sell for $2,000, how many of each product should be made to maximize the revenue? To maximize the revenue, and then I'm going to put in quotes, is the maximum revenue is 112,000, comma, where am I? 24. 24 is the X, which is Miracle-Gro. So I need 24. What do I need it of? Both 24 pounds? 24 what? 24, 80 tons. 24 tons of Miracle-Gro. Wow, that's a lot. 24 tons of Miracle-Gro. I don't even know how to spell Miracle-Gro. Miracle. I'm forgetting an R in there. Or no, not the R, the A. Miracle. Yay! It's a miracle. Miracle-Gro. Where's my cursor? Space grow. And I don't know where that went. Okay, I need to hit the text box, then hit this again, and oh, I need to close this parenthesis, which is where my cursor is at. And here's which means 24 tons of Miracle. Now I'm at the end of Miracle, which I spelled wrong. I have an I in there. Miracle. There we go. And then I'm moving to the end. Space grow. Grow. And 32 tons of Fox Farm. Fox Farm. And then I want to keep this all on one, so before the means, I'm going to click there and press enter, so that's a little bit better. And then I want to shift this down so it's not hanging out the box. There we go. And that is my answer. That was fun, wasn't it?